what a turnout again. I mean, just testimony to the strength of the movement, what's growing. I mean, we're witnesses and participants in a moment in history, all of us. And one day, not long, not far from now, we're going to grow into a movement that can confront this corruption and this theft that faces us every day. And not only can we confront it, we can take it on and we can beat it. And when that day comes, we'll have the privilege of saying we were there at the beginning. We were the first of the first. So, as I say, we are making history and we're witnesses to history being made. Now, I don't want to speak much today. I just want to just touch briefly on the problem that we're all here to discuss and solve. We're all aware of Tom's problem. We're all aware of other people's problems, unique problems to them. But the general problem still has to be addressed. The general problem that we have odious debts imposed upon us, fallacious debts imposed upon us. Those debts are collected by intimidation, by harassment, by trickery, by conniving and by fraud. The banks, the courts, the bailiffs, they're all fruits out of the same rotten basket, and we've got to stand up, we've got to take them on, and we've got to defeat them. And this is a time I've been waiting for, and I think this is a time that everybody's been waiting for, when people have got the courage and can find the courage to stand up and take them on. Because once we get the courage, and from our courage, other people will get the courage and gain the courage, and everybody's going to eventually develop the courage to stand up. And when we stand up to them, we'll find them for what they are. They're straws in the wind. They'll blow away. They'll disappear. We are many, they are few, and we have got the power of the tools, the knowledge, and the sheer force of numbers to take them on and to defeat them. Now, again, as I say, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I work 70 hours a week. Any political, religious, or any other affiliations, activist affiliations I've got, I've left out the door before I came in here. I don't want to run this show. I don't want to rule this show. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to control anything. I've called this meeting simply because nobody else has, and this meeting is something that's got to happen. I ask everybody here to do the same thing. Leave the baggage at the door, come in here with an open mind and an honest heart, and let's bang our heads together. Let's use our collective wisdom and our collective experience to formulate a strategy by which we can take these bastards on and by which we can defeat them. And let me just say this to you. Anybody who does come in here with an agenda, wants to torpedo things, wants to spoil things, wants to sell the party political newspapers or forward their own agenda, let me show you this lady here. Yeah, I don't know if we all know about her. Her name's Mary. She had an animal sanctuary. Look at her. Paula, sorry. My mistake, I apologise about that. This is Paula. She had an animal sanctuary. A lovely lady, a devoted Christian, cared for animals. She went into arrears on a mortgage. The bailiffs came, the police helped the bailiffs out. This is what happened to her. This was her the other day, right? So if anybody's bringing their agendas here, if anybody's bringing the bullshit here, just remember this. These are the people. These are the people we're letting down. People like this. People like Tom, and eventually people like ourselves, because we're all just 3 months away from having our houses taken off us. Please remember that. Now, I'm hoping, and obviously this is subject to what everybody else wants, to run this in a kind of consensus democracy way. You know, I'm an old hand from Occupy. I'm a little bit rusty at the moment, I can't remember it all, but for those who aren't familiar with consensus democracy, instead of it's just yes or no, show of hands, we try and reach a compromise agreement that everybody's happy with, or at least if not everybody's happy, everybody can accept. An analogy I'd use to say that is if we were having a discussion, do we wear straight ties or do we wear bow ties? Under a pure show of hands democracy, 5 people say bow ties, 4 people say straight ties, everybody has to wear bow ties. Under consensus democracy, I'd hope we'd have a discussion about it and eventually come to the conclusion that bow ties are preferred, but if you really want to wear a straight tie, you can. Okay, not everybody's happy, but everybody can accept the outcome. And if we can work in a manner tonight where we can reach outcomes that everybody can accept, and everybody works in a spirit of cooperation and doesn't pursue their agendas and try and torpedo things, we really can be the start of history. We really, really can do great things. So thanks for coming. This meeting isn't about me. This meeting isn't about Tom. This meeting is about the collective whole, everybody here. Let's put our collective minds together, let's get to work, and let's do something. Now, We've got some draft agendas here. We publish these online. We ask for people's contributions. We got some contributions and we amended them accordingly. Now, again, this is still in draft because until everybody's happy with it, we can keep it in draft and only pursue it when everybody's happy with it. I will ask, as the main business in the meeting, what we're all here for, so the ancillary things, if we can work and try and reach consensus quickly on those, it will allow us to get past the vegetables and have the meat and gravy a little bit faster. So, I mean, the first item on this agenda is selection of a chairperson and a minute taker. Now, I actually don't like the word chairperson. I prefer facilitator. Somebody just to make sure we stay on course, nobody's offended, everybody gets a say, etc., etc. Now, if anybody wants to do this, please make themselves known now, because I'll do it if I have to, basically. Okay, does anybody object to me taking that role? No. Okay. I don't know whether to thank you or curse you. You can have all my overdraft.
Just to make sure.
Are you qualified?
No, absolutely not. As I say, it's been a long time. Last time I did anything like this was Occupy. It's been a very long time. We're not going to do all the waving the hand stuff in here. I can't remember that anyway.
You've got the job.
Bless you.
You're not a mason, are you?
Sorry?
You're not a mason. We're not having any.
I'm a stonemason. No, I'm a shop fitter. I don't know the funny handshake. We're all right.
Yeah, that's plenty though.
I think just to get a little bit used to the consensus democracy, and just to hit it somewhere in something that's not fundamental to this. One item on this agenda. Do you mind if I just shuffle you around one?
Yeah, okay.
So one item on this agenda is the video recording of it. Now, I've got no problems at all being video recorded. If I appear on Red Watch or Crime Watch, I can see the people with the camera and you'll answer to it. But I've got no problem with it at all. But there was online quite a lot of debate about whether or not we should record this or not. And there were good answers either way. Does anybody want to speak up in favour of recording it?
We've got nothing to hide, we've got nothing to fear. They've got everything to hide and everything to fear.
Anything documented is also a reminder to myself to get tonight. So it's not about recording individuals or trying to suss anybody out. Generally, a general feel of the night, go and look over it again, perhaps put a video together like I've done before.
And I know that there's other people that are not here or can't be here tonight who are very interested in this and would like to know what's happened and decide for themselves. So that's another.
And I also think that some of the individuals, if they have a problem with seeing their faces on the screen, I'm sure Salon can blank them out if necessary. So you can see some.
I think it's a good weapon to spread the word as well. Tom's video got a lot of publicity.
Without Tom's video, nobody would have been here.
Yeah.
Now.
No.
So video speaks truth, and that's what we need.
It helps get the message out. Exactly. Yeah. That we're all being shafted.
Does anybody wish to speak?
And it also gives me something to blast all over the rest of the response pages so everybody can see what's happening.
Okay. Does anybody else want to speak in favour? Okay, does anyone wish to speak against it?
Alan wanted to speak.
I just don't want to be photographed. My name is Alan Story.
Thanks, Alan.
Okay, just to find out where we are, who is in favour? Just on a show of hands, who is in favour of this being recorded?
Transparency.
And against?
Says it all.
Does that mean we all wear bow ties then?
Okay, so
Can we not give everyone the option when they go in front of the camera whether or not they want to be seen? If they stipulate, I don't want to be shown, then whoever's editing can then take out that person's section. If that can be done honourably, then we're lucky, aren't we?
Caroline?
You're all on YouTube. You're all famous. Although the cameras are pointing this way, we're getting 200 quid.
Stand up and he doesn't want to be on video. The option of standing up and sharing his information and then still not being on the video. So if the information is shared, someone else can then echo the information if it's pertinent and needs to go forward.
If you see the videos on any of our channels, copy them and share them with everybody.
Does anybody,
They're free to use.
before we go any further, does anybody have a strong objection to this being recorded?
I just want to say one thing. I don't have a problem being videoed myself. I'm just saying that in terms of if things were discussed and then they leaked out into
No, it's anything really.
I'm saying as in
Anything really short,
as in-
surely.
Can I just finish what I'm saying first?
Please.
Yeah. As in, like, if bailiffs or something saw things like, and if we had some tactics or strategies of how to approach things now, and then it leaked out into bailiffs, and we're
Well, giving them giving them
You see what I
information.
mean? So I'm not
Yes.
saying it's not about individuals, it's about what we're saying.
Well, we've had this discussion, and anything that anyone doesn't want out, we'll kill the cameras for while they do that. But as far as I'm aware, nobody said they don't want anything not to be put out.
We come with no ill will,
I
harm or
think
loss.
if we put the caveat onto filming then that anybody that feels uncomfortable being filmed or anything that may be sensitive to the outside world will operate some discretion, but apart from that, this is filmed. And
Well, they're actually our friends, they just don't know it yet.
Message to David Perez. We drink in the Elwes.
Isn't that what lost in the post?
You don't return the call.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay,
He's probably still reading his text messages.
if we could move on, because once we can get this done, we can hit the main business. But I feel that this is important, and I hope that everybody else here feels that this is equally important. Stephen would just like to say a few words regarding the safer space policy and see whether the group can accept that or not.
Basically, safer spaces is something everyone's probably quite familiar with. It's kind of general courtesy, stuff that involves not saying stuff or being racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, about listening to what other people have got to say, so that everyone gets to share their opinion, about genuinely listening, about not interrupting other people. These kind of like general practices that I think will make for a more healthy environment, so people can be included in the conversation. Yeah, and some things perhaps I've not touched on there that kind of people think is significant. Maybe they want to add to the things I've said.
I think as well as having the respect to not interrupt people, it's also to remember how long somebody's, because some people can speak and then nobody else ever speaks. It's got to be a both-way thing. So there should be a limit to how long one person speaks for.
So hopefully, facilitating this meeting, I will do my best to stay on top of that. I'm only a little guy, some big guys around here. And I think the other thing is there are some people that may be reticent to speak, perhaps they're shy or something like that. Now, as the facilitator of this meeting, I'm quite happy to advocate on their behalf or find somebody that will advocate on their behalf if they've got a point that they want to put forward, but they don't have the confidence to do so. Regarding the safer spaces, could we just have a show of hands with regards to will everybody accept this or not? So those in favour? Does anybody object? Does anybody wish to add anything? Okay, well thank you very much. We can now what we're here for, which is the main purpose of this meeting, which is putting together a strategy by which we can defeat these. Now, I know there's a lot of people in here, a lot of different points of view about what the law is, what the ultimate solution is. I know there are libertarians, there are anarchists, there are socialists, there are people that can't be put into a little convenient pigeonhole with an ism after it, but have got strong views nevertheless. I think what unites us is we're all a little bit teed off with all of this, and we've had enough. Now, I know there's these things that divide us, but this one thing that unites us is we want to put an end to this. So perhaps we can talk a little bit in a while about strategies we can put together to fight back. Now, before we go any further, I'm now just going to completely, I said we're going to have a complete open mic session, just open this to the floor and allow anybody who wishes to speak about any points that they consider relevant. So please people, contribute. Yes, sir.
Something what I too want to ask: have we got petition papers? Because I'd be prepared to go around my local shops, even stand outside my local shop, getting petitions down with the petition. So if you can get some petition papers, I'll do that. Like, I don't have a problem doing that.
Unfortunately, I never took any petition papers, but you can get them online. You can print them off, or drop me a line. I'll get them sent to you.
But I can go online. I'll be able to sort that.
Yeah.
It'll be easier if I went.
Because we've had local shops and pubs as well asking for the petitions, and it's a slow process with but there are people who don't go on the internet, and if we can help those people get the voice that they don't always have on the internet, yeah, your petitions are brilliant, yeah.
I've got a good rapport around my area with local shops, so yeah, I can get on that.
Super. Tom, have you got anything to say about the petition?
The petition, well,
Or anything to say in general?
I'll give mine a little bit. So I said to Salon, you're either going to get me for 2 minutes or you better get a big hook and pull me off. Right, you mentioned Paula, first of all, talking about the petitions. Now, this poor lady, I'll give you the true story because I did speak to her today. What happened, it was a company called Redwood Mortgages, had this woman's mortgage. A company wanted to put wind farm on her land. Speak up. Oh, he's got a better voice than me, I mean. So basically, they wanted to put a wind farm on her little farm, and she didn't want that. She wanted to keep her animals. But these people had already permission to put it on the land. That's how far ahead they went. Redwoods not only doubled her mortgage, they tripled it. So instead of, for instance, paying, let's say, 500 a month, she was paying 2,000, and she got in serious debt, and it was manufactured. And as you see, she went from that to that in a very short time. Paula, just now, she's all right. Her family's gone and been treated terribly by the press. Were on her side at one point, but the bailiffs managed to get a hate campaign against her, and then almost like animal activists was sent on this poor woman. What they did, when they took over her farm, they left some animals in her house, and for 3 days they were shut in. The rest of the animals were taken away and destroyed. Then she was charged with cruelty when they opened up the door and found these animals inside her property. They also trashed her personal belongings inside. Now, she's been cleared by the RSPCA. All charges have been dropped against her because it was total nonsense. Now, they went after this particular woman, Paula, on these documents. If you want to do it quickly and pass it along, I've highlighted the little points in these documents that just take on board and see exactly what they took her property on. If you want to pass one over there. There we go. Now, as you're looking at that document, you will see that it's an application, that one. Does it say application?
Request for warrant.
Request for warrant. The request for the warrant was granted. It's got no date, no signature, and look at the amount that is owing. Somebody read out the amount that's owing in there? Zero. They took her property on zero amount, and a judge set a warrant to take her home and help put her in that condition. That's why that petition is so important. Now, I know there's different beliefs about petitioning being a word which means begging, but there is a little bit of give and take you've got to do with your beliefs to stop this. We want something like a Hillsborough investigation against the courts, because they cannot do this. They tried to take our property, exactly the same. But I showed you that one because it's more prevalent. It is so obvious to take a warrant out with no money owing. There is thousands and thousands a year going out like that without a stamp, a seal, which is in the petition, and without a signature. The signature is not that important, believe it or not. It's a technicality, and I know a lot of people, oh, there's not a signature on it. It's not so important as the seal, and the judge putting the name and the court on it, and they're doing it every day. So if you can sign this petition, to take it back to the word petition, being begging. You don't want, under a simple word like begging, which I understand, it goes against the grain. But if you can stop that by simply accepting that word just this once, I'm sure everybody will appreciate it, especially the next family that ends up like this.
How is it begging when it involves every single one?
It's free will, surely.
No, it's the interpretation.
It's up to you whether you sign it, that makes it free will.
In Freeman, when you look in Black's law, it says begging means, petition means to beg. It's like when you go to court and you plead. Your pleading is your begging.
And how many do we need to achieve?
We want, it's very slow, it's only 1,500, and they have manipulated the figures already. It went from 1,500 yesterday down to 2,000, down to 1,200, then it came up, and it's been creeping up slowly, and we're past 1,500. We want to get 1 million. Now, every forum it's been put out, it's put out by Guy, he's been pushing it, all the different forums is pushing it, so I'm just asking all of you, just get 10 people.
I'm not quite sure who she is, but a huge thanks has got to go out to somebody called Claire Nichols, who's absolutely, absolutely been hammering this online, hammering it.
So if every one of you just takes 10 and ask them to send it to sign it, and get 10 emails out to someone and ask them to do the same. It's the idea of a grand prize on a chessboard. How much you get at the end is more than sufficient. But
I know Mark's been Mark.
oh, Mark, yeah, well, he's good. He's the star. He's behind the camera just now, and I've been asking him to get up. I'm sure he will.
He's not afraid of getting up in the camera. He's not
and the other, where's Andy? Response. Is he here today?
Excellent.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry, we're not having these agendas out there. They shouldn't.
Adi has got the response, and he's got it off really fast, really quickly. That shows how good a program can start off. You've got almost 600 now.
In total, yeah. And we've had a success today. We only had an hour's notice.
Yes, I've seen that.
For an eviction in Dartford.
And we stopped it.
And we managed to get, well, one lady managed to drop everything and get over there, dealt with it, and the bailiff turned around and said, right, it won't be taking place today.
There was also Rosalind in South Wales as well.
We've
got it covered.
Yeah, we've got it covered as well.
Eddie, can you talk to us a little bit about this? But I know you've got a lot of but please, I think this is important because something magnificent is happening.
Well, I don't know where to start because it came from nowhere. I saw Tom's video and straight away I realised that something has got to be done. We needed something. And Response Midlands were born straight away. I didn't think about anything, bang. But 38 of the best minds are now in there, most knowledgeable people are now into there, because I know nothing. All I know is I can arrange things, I can organise things and get people together and get people to act. I'm a single parent, my lad's autistic, I have to be on call in case he has troubles at school, so I don't do anything. I'm at home all the time. And for me it was just something that I felt I could do to put back into community, to help people like Tom, like Paula. I'm in contact with Paula. As soon as she gives me the nod, then there's a festival happening again. You know, I just want to do what I can to help people.
So what about this one? Was there just a few of you just today?
Just me and Paul. Paul is
just you and Paul is me.
Yeah, we got our heads together and just decided something needed doing. And now, in less than 2 weeks, we've gone from one group with 39 members to 7 regional groups with over 600 members.
Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
I've got a very good friend I speak to regularly on Skype in Liverpool, and he's just received notice that he's in a 2-bedroom flat. They won't offer him alternative accommodation or anything, but he's thinking around about October they're going to attempt to evict him from his flat, and he was crying out to me for a bit of help last night. And I told him I was coming to this meeting tonight, and that I would come away with something that I can communicate with him later on.
Like I say, personally, I have no knowledge on that side of things, but there's a lot of people within the response groups, including Ceylon, including Andy Freeman there, and a lot of other knowledgeable people. Freeman on the net down in the corner there.
I did mention Get Out of Debt Free, We Are Change Manchester, Dignity Alliance, and Response. Not in that particular order. I wrote all those down last night.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know who's helping out on bedroom tax, but your plight is exactly the same as everybody else who's going to get kicked out. You're going to use false court documents to get you out in the first place.
Yeah.
So if you've got, and
I mean, the many minds that are involved will gladly assist. That's what they're there for. I made sure I got the right minds in who are prepared to assist and who are willing and able to get out and assist. And if the call comes and we need to be there, we'll be there. I'll ask people up, we will be there. No matter, I don't care where it is. If I can arrange something, people will be there.
Could I just put in very briefly? Thank you. Just something I want to put to the group, and a few people have actually emailed me and asked me to put this question. We should be acting in a non-judgmental way. When somebody says to me the bailiffs are coming, we don't ask them the whys or the wherefores. It's us against them. We act in a non-judgmental way. So if it's mortgage arrears, if it's bankruptcy, if it's bedroom tax, we don't judge, we defend. And I don't know what your thoughts are as an organisation.
No other agenda other than helping people out. Simple as. We're in it together, let's fight it together. That's all I can say.
Let's beat it together.
Well, yeah, yes. More to the point. More to the point. I mean, if anybody is here who's not a member of a response group, I'm assuming the majority of you are local Midlands region, then just get on Facebook search bar, Response Midlands, find us and join.
Does anybody have any questions for Aidy?
Or alternatively, if there isn't a response group in your area, make one.
Yeah.
You know, don't just wait for someone else to make it, go and do it, make it.
Yes, it's not a question, it's just an idea as well. I'm a student at the university, and a few of us there, there were a group of us there that were saying, because obviously we're a lot more available than people that work full-time and stuff, so like use us as well, because we can get there really quickly and
get everybody you know into the response groups.
Yeah.
If you're not in there, you can't be informed.
Okay.
If we're not told about it, we can't do anything about it. You know, ideally today, for example, the one in Dartford, we had notice a couple of days ago that this could happen, but that's all we heard. We heard nothing else until today, and we managed to get someone there to help out and to deal with it. If we'd have been able to get more notice, a bit more information and detail beforehand, there wouldn't have been one. There may have been 101. If we don't know, we can't do anything. And it's same with other people. If they want to help and they're not linked in, they're not going to know.
How do we find out about it? Is it on...
As soon as I hear anything at all, it gets plastered all over Facebook. Every single response group. Every single response group will know about it. If you just go into the Facebook, on Facebook, into the search bar, Facebook search bar, just type in response, and you'll get all the groups pop up. And like I say, if we don't know about it, we can't do anything. So I urge everybody, as soon as you hear about one, about a potential eviction, let us know. And it's not only evictions that we're doing. Bailiffs on the door. If somebody's got a bailiff on the door, or they're expecting a bailiff on the door, no matter what it's for, they've got a bailiff coming to their house, let us know. We'll get somebody there and we'll deal with it. That's all I can say. That's what we're about.
They've got no place in civilised society. And thank you to people like you for standing up to me. Thank you to people like you, Tom, you, Salon, and everybody else in this room for standing up to these bloody parasites in these rogs.
No problem.
Adi, do you mind if we just have a bit of a question and answer session? If
Fire away.
Questions.
Fire away. Whether I can answer or not is a different matter.
And then who's on the lecture list?
As far as I know, Cleveland's managed, he's got an appeal in. He's not told us anything further yet.
Been given an eye, but...
Yeah, we've not told us anything further yet, but, I mean, again, that may be short notice, but last Thursday, I'm having 6 teeth out tomorrow, I don't fancy driving to Leicester on Thursday.
I can get there.
Yeah, well, we've got a fair few as well, but if anything's happening, if it's imminent, it'll be blasted out and everybody will know, and we'll get people there. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just wondering if you would like to talk about some, like, what tactics that the response groups found sort of effective. Like, what do you actually do?
Well, like I say, we've got minds involved, knowledgeable minds who understand the paperwork side of things and understand all the law side of things. I mean, I just got a lot of time on my hands and arrange the groups and just get people motivated to get there. As far as I'm concerned, what I'm doing is nothing.
Perhaps I could be of a little bit of assistance here. I mean, if we're going to have a big discussion now, hopefully break into groups and have a good discussion about this. If we as a group choose to support and go with response, it's not about what Adi's doing, it's about what we can do with response. How we can grow it, you know, how we can add what he's already got, how we can add to that what he's got with our minds and our bodies at the end of the day to stand there and face them on the doorsteps.
And everybody keep your eyes out tomorrow. I've got an announcement with another group with a major name who's going to be running South East.
Can I just ask you one or two questions, Ed? I do apologise, it may be
you're all right,
tricky questions.
Sweating.
I do feel in the spirit of what we call this meeting, they do have to be asked.
Yeah, no problems.
Does Response have any affiliation or allegiance or sponsorship from any existing political or activist
Nothing
organisations?
whatsoever.
So you're completely independent?
Completely independent. We're working together with Ceylon and Get Out Debt Free.
Brilliant.
We're working together with Beat the Bailiffs and the banks.
The reason I ask this question is I've been involved in activism in knots and outside of knots for a long time.
I don't see myself as
have a lot of people in this room. And you organise an event, you get there, we was involved with Uncut, with Occupy, we organise an event and who turns up? I haven't put no organisation into it at all. Who turns up? The people who want to sell the bloody newspapers. They turn up, we know who they are, no disrespect to them, but they turn up, they don't put anything in, and they just see us as a captive audience to sell newspapers, and once they've sold a quota of newspapers, they sod off home. Yeah?
And it's always negative.
Yeah, and they have pretty much a rule or ruin mentality. They want to run it, or they want to stick a spanner in the works.
Absolutely.
I do apologise for asking
no
that
problem.
question.
We've got absolutely no affiliation to anyone or anything financial in any respect whatsoever. No political agenda, no nothing. All we want to do is be there and help people, like Tom, like Paula. You never know, it could be one of you next. It could be me next. I've already been there 4 months ago when somebody knocked at my door and told me they wanted £264 or they were taking my card. I'm a single parent. I didn't even know about this parking ticket and it was from 12 months prior. Now, Dave Witcher, brilliant man. Brilliant man. He sent me through Facebook a quote to print off and give to the bailiff. And I did, and he legged it. He came back a week later. I panicked. I've scoured Facebook for help. I found Beat the Bailiffs. I got help from Matthew Sanders. I drove up to Macclesfield and spent 6 hours with him while he was telling me everything that I should be doing and what I can do. He typed a letter out for me and everything. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know nothing. If it weren't for them two guys helping me there and then, and me seeing Tom's video, I wouldn't be here, neither would Response. I just want to put back because I was helped when I needed it. And I'm prepared to go as far as I have to.
If there's anyone by themselves, they can go onto the, I'm sure you've got them in the Facebook groups, but also on Get Out of Debt Free and any other groups, get the terms, the rules that apply to bailiffs so you know what you can do. If they touch you, you can touch them back. And you can touch them a little bit harder, although I never said that.
Especially with the milk bottle.
Gentlemen over there at the back.
Just one thing, pretty, is there any chance of having workshops or anything to educate everyone? Because I'm pretty new to this.
Well, that's a superb idea. That is a superb idea. I mean, this is why we're meeting, to get ideas like that, and that is something we need to capture. Yeah, we need to capture that and organise it. I mean, what's other people's thoughts on that? To hold workshops to educate people.
Yeah, I think that's a must. I think it's like with response, we need to keep, within 2 weeks you've got 600 members, we've got the different response teams around the country, we need to keep that ball rolling.
Well, rather than say, let's have a talk about it later, can we capture this now? Is there anything we can do right now to ensure that this happens sooner rather than later?
Saturday.
Okay?
Yeah.
Set a date.
And someone responsible.
Wouldn't it be wise to do something online, like online tutorials and videos and stuff, so that everyone can access it, not people that are on travellers?
So sometimes that doesn't work. You need to be.
Everything's online. Everything you need is online, I find. And, all my, it's just coordinating it all.
I'm using my position at the moment, listening and speaking. I'm sorry.
I said to Craig on the way down, maybe some sort of publicity campaign where we can make a book of law for dummies, as it were, like for DOS for dummies. With just some basics coming in. I'm planning on putting up some seminars. I've helped a couple of people with parking tickets up in Harrogate, and they're very interested. It's opened their eyes, and they've said they can fill up the seminar. So I'm organising that at the moment.
Fantastic.
And I'm not very literate. I'm not very good on the computer, but I'm trying to plan a book, just the basics, like response. There's people that want to join response and they don't know the laws to stop a bailiff.
Again, I don't. 4 months ago, I didn't know anything. I knew nothing at all. Now I'm in the position where I'd like to go and challenge one with what I've learned. I'm dying to go and challenge what I've learned. I really am. But
So was I.
That's why you're waiting. It's not going to happen.
In the meantime, though, it is a good thing to go onto the internet and find out the case law of what you can actually do with a bailiff. And it's on the Get Out of Debt Free site, and it should be on the bailiff site. It's be in them all. Go and know your own rules, what you can do to them. Because once you know the case law that you can do to them, not what they can do to you, because they can't do hardly anything to you. When you know your own strength, your own power, they back down every time.
Can I just say this? For my sins, I'm a beekeeper. I keep bees. Now, when I first started keeping bees, I read lots of books about beekeeping. I went on a lot of websites about beekeeping. And then I got these bees, and I ain't got a bloody clue what I was doing. I was stung, I was chased. Bees died, it was horrendous. Then I went on a beekeeping course where I could actually not just read it, but if I didn't quite understand what I was reading, I could ask somebody, and he'd explain it to me. He'd show me. So yeah, we need this stuff online, but I'm putting it out to the group to consider that we should look at doing a physical, not just necessarily here, but as an ongoing. We've got groups, response groups cropping up everywhere. Try and organise workshops in every community where there's a group, so people can actually come ask the questions, physically practice it. What's everybody else's thoughts on that? Sorry,
There's already a good place, like Get Out of Debt Free. We Are Change Manchester. If they are used as the hub in their areas, then the groups, if they don't know a subject, ask one of the members to come in and speak. I mean, there's one, Get Out of Debt Free, has got one on the 16th. I'm sure Salon will broadcast that one. And there'll be someone there that will give relatively good information. So there is someone near you, and organise yourselves. That's basically self-help. And what happened down the road there is all you people helping me, and now all you people are helping yourselves, and that's what's needed.
I'm just curious
how do you know, say, I could have a neighbour who's in this response, you know, and I don't know, you know, I've driven up from Leicester and I don't know anyone else who come from Leicester. It'd be handy to know what the community...
Oh, the directory, maybe.
The
directory.
Yeah.
Guys, just as a time
Yeah,
management
I understand what you're saying, yes.
Just as a time management thing, I mean, I think we are going to break shortly and break up hopefully into groups to discuss tactics. I think this is something that can be captured there. Not only if you consider how things can be done, but how you think things could be done, and you can put your own ideas forward. So I don't know how everyone else feels about that, but I think it might be an idea for when we discuss actually in the group rather than with us lot standing here and you listening, all of you lot contributing.
Yes, so what I was thinking was that, like, so I've been on protests and people hand out cards saying this is what you do if the police grab you and this is what you do if you get arrested, sort of thing. And also I know this is definitely happening in London, probably other places as well, people getting stopped by immigration and border police and things, and people giving out cards saying, here are your rights if that happens. I'm just saying something like that, a small card so you can just pop through a bunch of letterboxes, sort of thing. You know, you get print up a bunch of them, go down the street, put them in all the letterboxes, and then you've got a whole street who have some rudimentary tactics they know about what they can do.
Again, this is something we can capture when we...
There's just one point. You're all trying to educate yourselves about the bailiffs, but you don't realise that the bailiffs are very ignorant. They're only told what they need to know. They're not told what can really affect them. And you educating yourself how to stop a bailiff, they're totally shocked and they don't know what to do.
Hey, did you mind if I ask you one pressing, difficult question?
Don't confuse me.
Well, we're all going to sort of break up, go for a fag, have a drink, whatever, and then get back together, have a chat about things. Now, I think what you've said has got a lot of people excited.
If anybody wants to speak to me, just approach me. I won't lie.
There's the ground, there's a groundwork for what could be a huge national fight back campaign now. If that happens, what you've got at the moment, which is an embryo really, is going to grow. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You run it at the moment, but at some time it's got to be democratically run. You know what I mean?
I do have individual admins for every group, every regional group. I've got my right-hand man, Paul, who unfortunately is wanted to be here tonight, but he posted a comment on David Cameron's Facebook wall at the weekend that said, Gaza, you out of touch fool. 7:30 this morning, he got 4 coppers at his door, arrested him in front of his kids and banged him up for 5 hours. So whatever you do, be careful what you put on.
The question I'm essentially asking is,
don't be careful, man. Don't be afraid of what you put on the internet. That's the point. Don't be afraid of what you put on the internet.
I think we should all It's got in where it is.
Take it one at a time, one at a time.
I'm just saying, don't be scared saying that stuff. If it's true, say it. Don't be afraid. I sleep David Cameron every day. I ain't afraid. I'm waiting for him. Every time I hit the door, like a car door outside my house, I'm afraid. I say stuff to him, don't be afraid to post that kind of stuff.
Personally, I'm not afraid to post what the hell I want.
But you got to think.
I think you should all post
But
the same
I
thing.
think about my son.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very restrained in what I put.
You don't want to mess up your life.
Exactly. Whereas Paul, he's just gone too far.
Essentially, the question I'm asking is, what you've got now is a potential to become a movement of millions. If it does become a movement of millions, all of those millions have got to have a say in how it moves. And
For definite.
You'd be prepared to allow it to move in that direction.
Oh, for definite. For definite. It's only 2 days ago I took the option of speaking to, I don't know if many of you know him on Facebook, Bopalop, Jamie Barnes. I took the option the other day of saying that Response is more than willing to give you support when you attend court. Now I know it's extending the boundaries of what we were prepared to do initially, but we're there for the people. And if that means going to court and attending court and supporting them in court, then we'll do it.
Even if they just turn up as witnesses to witness the corruption.
Yeah, exactly. Sit there, be quiet, it doesn't matter. See the way that these courts are acting and the way that they're treating everybody criminally.
Did anybody hear about Chris Spivey? Anybody hear about Chris
I've
Williams?
heard a lot about it.
He's been arrested apparently about 5 a in the morning because he exposed the Woolwich fraud that Lee Rigby never existed.
I've read a lot, but
He's been arrested, had all his computers stolen.
Yeah, I know that.
There's no birth record for him.
There's no birth record for him.
Even in the birth record section of the government databases.
You're
It's
joking.
an absolute government lie.
Wow.
But I didn't say that.
It really does illustrate how corrupt from top to bottom this system is. And we call for an inquiry like Hillsborough. The question is, who is competent to actually hold this inquiry? Because nobody in this country is competent. We know that the Met and the rest of the police, we know the judges, we know the courts, the barristers, the politicians, the lords, the royals, they're all bloody rotten fruits out of the same apple. We need UN inspectors in here.
Well, I wouldn't be the UN because that's controlled by them.
Well, perhaps we need a people's audit where we audit the books ourselves. But anyway, we are here to talk about the banks and the bailiffs and how to fight back tonight. So let's try and keep on subject. Please, has anybody got any contributions they want to make? Yes, sir.
I was thinking, once this gets bigger, which hopefully it will do, you're going to get a backlash. You're going to get people attacking one at a time, divide and conquer. That's what they'll do.
Absolutely.
They do it everywhere. They did it with Occupy. They do it everywhere.
I've had it throughout my career as I'm good at. I've been called one of the 1%. I'm a multi-millionaire, lives in the Bahamas. You'd be amazed what they put out about me. But I actually laugh it when they do that, and I put it on the side and let everyone see what they're calling me, because it enforces to everyone else that if I must be doing something right, otherwise they wouldn't be attacking us. So if they do attack us, that's great. That proves that we're going in the right
I think the chap
direction.
over here has got a good point. I mean, you look how our communities have been divided up. You talk about workers and shirkers, and then we get this rhetoric about Muslims. Everything to divide one ordinary person against another ordinary person. So we're too busy battling each other to take the system on. And then once we become something, you're quite right, they will use it against us, and it is something we've got to think very carefully about and plan for. And that's why I say, in my opinion, and again, I'm abusing my position and I apologise for it, we have to keep our message very simple. You know, we offer unconditional solidarity because a bailiff has no place in a civilised society. End of.
So, well, you'll probably find a fifth columnist already in here, taking information. So, put your hand up.
Hello.
Regardless of who it is reporting back, there is nothing that we are doing that is harmful to our fellow men and women. And if they can take the humanity from us and they change, because they're the people that needs to change, not us. And you're talking about council tax. All these taxes, you end up in court, and that's why that petition is so important, to make the judiciary, it's the most unusual petition ever, to get a group of people to do their job properly. And if they do that, I wouldn't be here, none of you would be here, and people wouldn't be in jail and they'd have their homes. So all these little things, they've chipped away at us, and now the likes of Ada here, we're getting back.
The woman over there.
To any fifth columnists or infiltrating bailiffs or infiltrating policemen or women, they will dump you unceremoniously as well.
Yeah.
Because they take the ones off on the outside to protect the ones on the inside. It's a hive, and they protect the queen at the moment. She's just a figurehead as well. There's something higher than the queen, obviously, or something or someone. But they will take you all off. So there's no point in fighting for the system any longer, because if we all go down, you go down too, and they'll dump all of us one at a time. But it's not going to happen because we know, because we're all in the right place with heart, and that's what humanity needs, is people coming together from the heart, and I believe that that's what we're doing now.
And also, if there is any fifth columnist writing a report about this, don't forget we've got the truth here, two of them.
This is my best side. Please, The mic is now open for anyone to speak.
I brought upon pages the forced adoption issue and using the response groups to respond in the same way to that, because it's the same thing, only at the end of this, the student babies.
I think at the end of the day, we are here tonight to organise. I mean, people have different philosophies about political or economic or whatever other solutions, but we're here tonight to forge ourselves together into foot soldiers that can provide a presence, a physical presence and the mental presence between the people and the abusive state. And I think if that's what we can be, this encompasses every abuse that the state commits against us. Again, I abuse my position as facilitator, but I think that's an important point to that, aren't you?
Has anyone heard of the community press group? No?
No, please tell us more.
Okay. I was at a meeting and it's an ex-copper who's retired and he's set this up to fight corruption. And it's all legit. So you turn up with your all your press pass, your press. So you are press. Now the other half don't know who you are. So you're not, part of the crowd.
You're sneaking in.
But they don't know, but you are fudging it in the middle. Legit. They don't know what you're literally a press officer.
What's the name?
It's the community press group. I'll send some stuff to whoever I can send it to.
What's the best place to post that on? Can we use the eviction site?
No problem. Yes. Send it to me and I'll post it up on the site. And Facebook and everyone
It
can
could
copy
be
it.
very, very useful. You could almost run it in duality. You could have the crowd and then four or five press.
Then there's no arguments to your rights of being there then, is
And
there?
you could be sort of, now they ain't going to know what your position is, but you'll be there with your cameras and everything, as the press officers. You could be the ones in the middle, and it could be very interesting.
Yeah, very much. There's another thing about ex-police officers. I mean, Guy, he's got a high-ranking police officer helping him.
I bet it's the same guy.
Probably. They're not all bad. When they see the fraud themselves, because they're indoctrinated, like we've all been at some point, because we were all ignorant.
Okay, guys. Sorry. But drinks are getting empty, and I can see that smokers are twitching. I've already been out. I'm not smoking. I propose a 10-minute break for refills and gaspers.
You better make it 20 because the bar's going to be busy.
Okay, 20-minute break for refills and gaspers. It's now, if we come back here at 9 o'clock.